Tornadoes are scary. Welcome back to another tornado video, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, it's just a smoke machine in the back. I thought I'd play it to add some effect because I said scary and smoke scary. Look, kind of emphasizes what I'm trying to put across. I'll be back in a minute. Oh. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are having an absolutely beautiful day today. We're going to be checking out more of those big things in the sky that twirl around and do a lot of damage. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it a lot. It's getting really smoky in here. I'm on this kind of like obsession with tornadoes because I'm so interested to see how bad they can get, but at the same time, they absolutely terrifies me. Do you know what else terrifies me? The fact that over the past 2 days, we have had 1,000 subs each day.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
What? That is absolutely mental. So to you guys who are taking the time to click that little subscribe button, that means a lot. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Now, without further ado, let's scare the shit out of me. I also stream on Twitch if you care. The link in the pinned comment.
Picture this scenario.
Okay.
You're at home, it's in the late evening. You're just hanging out, watching TV.
Okay.
When you suddenly hear a clap of thunder off in the distance, you get up to look out the window and you notice dark clouds to the west slowly approaching. The TV program you were watching becomes interrupted by a local weather broadcast warning of the potential of tornadoes.
Oh no. I'm not gonna lie, if that came on my TV, I would shit a brick.
And suddenly, the tornado sirens sound.
That is genuinely horrifying.
Grab your family, your pets, and you find a safe space. Perhaps it's in the basement, perhaps it's in a closet or an interior room. You seek shelter and you begin to hear a low rumble sound, almost like a train slowly approaching, getting louder and louder and louder.
It's like that scene in War of the Worlds. But it wasn't a tornado, it was a plane crashing. But it's similar, right? If you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tornadoes are terrifying.
Yep, absolutely.
More so than other natural disasters.
I said this in the previous video. Tornadoes are the devil's dick.
Floods are actually way deadlier, way more dangerous than tornadoes. But a flood warning doesn't really strike the fear in you like a tornado warning does. Volcanoes. Volcanoes are crazy. Explosive, massive, dangerous. But they don't creep up to your doorstep in the middle of the night. There is a horror-like aspect to tornadoes, and that is exactly what this video is about. Halloween is coming up, and I figured it'd be a good time to just talk about the terrifying nature of tornadoes. We'll discuss some of the scariest images, videos, and experiences in today's video. Let's get into it.
Oh god. Oh god, here we go. Everybody relax. It's fine. We're alright. I hope.
I have made this comparison on this channel before, but tornadoes really are a real-life version of a monster. I mean, a scary cloud that descends and takes out anything in its path. It sounds almost unbelievable. If we lived in a world where tornadoes didn't exist, there would still be tornado lore and myths.
That's fake. That's not a tornado, right? That's fake. Do not get into those comments and dare tell me that's real.
Similar to ball lightning and ghosts in our own society. Even the cone shape of these things is pretty creepy. Just check out the infamous dead man walking photo.
That is horrifying.
Creepy legs and a scythe-like arm. I mean, it's the Reaper. Other natural disasters may be deadlier and more dangerous, but only a tornado seems alive.
Hey guys, should I do a video on like hurricanes and stuff? I feel like that's something I haven't touched in on as of yet. Should I do something? Would that be something you guys would be interested in? Let me know.
Ryan had this to say about tornadoes on Reddit. I like to say that they're the closest things to Lovecraftian eldritch abominations that we have in real life. They do feel alive because they're so dynamic. They're big enough to inspire awe at their size, but small enough to be recognized as a single object. Hurricanes are much larger, but they're just big storm systems. Tornadoes are things, big ghostly things moving across the ground and stretching high into the sky. Tornadoes honestly really aren't that different from Michael Myers in the Halloween franchise.
What happens if a town doesn't have a siren? I'm just going to go ahead and assume that you're fucked. Or do they do like siren tests every now and again to make sure that they are working? I would assume they probably do that because that would make sense.
This dark and mysterious figure that slowly makes its way towards you. He doesn't run, he just slowly moves towards you.
It's a
When
really
people
good
in real life
analogy.
take shelter from a tornado,
like that.
they often hide in interior closets, just like in Halloween. The 1996 made-for-TV movie Night of the Twisters takes place during Halloween. Now, the event that it's based off of, which is the 1980 Grand Island nocturnal tornadoes, that actually takes place in June. But the movie takes place near Halloween because it's
Jesus,
adding
look
like a
at the
horror-like
damage, man.
factor to it. But instead of monsters coming for them in the middle of the night, it's a bunch of tornadoes. Night tornadoes are usually referred to as nocturnal tornadoes. And I want to discuss their history, starting with that tragic night in Grand Island, Nebraska. On June 3rd, 1980, Grand Island, Nebraska went through a very unique meteorological event. On that night, Grand Island was hit by 7 different tornadoes in the span of 3 hours, between 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. All in all, 5 would lose their lives, and over 200 would be injured. The experience was very traumatic, not just because you had tornadoes destroying your community, but because they came at night. This is the only known tornado photo captured from that night, and it's one of the creepiest tornado photos I've ever seen.
Look at that, man.
It shows the second tornado to the left and the third tornado to the right.
So like here, and then obviously here, and then over here? Get me out of there immediately.
This tornado would end up injuring 40 individuals, but it was actually the 5th tornado from that night that took 5 lives. Many families on that night had horror.
It's terrifying.
And I came across this. This photo to me just kind of freaks me out. The tornado is looming in the background of a nice suburban street, and it kind of has a liminal feel to it.
Holy
this is from the
shit. Is that real?
Dallas EF3, which actually happened on October 20th, so 11 days before Halloween. Thankfully, this tornado took no fatalities. There was also a video captured of the event, and it also has some pretty eerie vibes to it. The fact that you can only see the tornado when the lightning flashes. Oh,
that is horrifying.
Another creepy photo comes from June 1995 in Dimmitt, Texas. This tornado was only an F2, but the time of day, the darkness of the photo, the way it's like a silhouette, the headlights from the car, almost looking like it's trying to outrun it. The low res
terrifyingly beautiful
really
though,
makes
isn't
the
it?
photo more eerie. I think we should talk about that. I want to talk about how lower res videos and photos just seem a little bit eerier than modern day videos. But before we get to that, a quick word from our sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. Oof.
I can't watch this, bro. I'm sorry. No, I'm not allowed.
Photos from the early 20th century can look very strange and dark.
Jesus! Oh, God.
Often videos before 2000 just seem a lot creepier because of that low resolution.
It's the low pixels and make things look scarier. Oh my God.
Vibe. This Lindsborg, Kansas video from September 25th, 1973 is a prime example. Look at the way that it moves and dances by the water tower.
That is horrifying.
Going back 16 more years
Jesus
to June
Christ.
20th, 1957, we have the Fargo, North Dakota F5. This is some of the earliest video capture of a tornado. Vintage safety videos can also have a dark vibe to them. I remember back in school, usually in the spring, we would all get together for an assembly to watch some sort of tornado safety video. Some of them were pretty cheesy, but sometimes they kind of freaked me out. A classic example is the 1976 film Countdown to Survival. One section in particular is pretty intense. Check it out.
Are they showing us the kids?
Pretty wild. So I want to break down the entire tornado experience.
Showing that shit to kids, bro. What the
has different factors that really build tension. I've broken it down into several phases, and we're going to start with the first phase, the anticipation phase.
Oh no.
This stage usually starts off with your county being issued a tornado watch. Perhaps you're at work, school, or in the car, and you suddenly hear that EAS warning.
National Weather Service issued a tornado warning.
Definitely a startling sound, but it's startling for a reason. It's there to get your attention. After you hear that EAS warning, it just kind of sits in the back of your mind. Most tornado watches are just false alarms, but they do build a small layer of anticipation.
Why would they be false alarms?
Often before a large thunderstorm, there's a certain vibe in the atmosphere, and it can be kind of difficult to explain. I mean, it might even be sunny out and nice out, but there's just an eerie feeling. Some people complain about aches in their elbows or their knees. This is where that saying, "it's always calm before the storm," comes from. You just know something's off. Eventually, the atmosphere begins to produce large cumulonimbus clouds that further form into large supercells. The elements are in place for a dangerous storm. Now we're moving on to phase 2, the approach.
Yo, this is hard. This is scaring the shit out of me.
The west is extremely dark. You watch as the impending storm approaches. At this point, the leaves on the trees begin to turn over, and the birds quit chirping. All the animals, they know something is up. They know something.
By the way, I absolutely love the references to the movie Twisterness. I watched it a couple of nights ago. Still as good as it was in 1996, and then Twisters 2 is also coming out this summer.
Usually you're sitting in your living room.
I feel like we do like a reaction to it.
On. The meteorologist is monitoring the situation, and lightning flickers off in the distance. You frequently walk back and forth from the TV to the back window to look at the clouds in the approaching thunderstorm. You may even see a shell cloud or an Arcus cloud, and sometimes you might even see scud clouds, which are these little long finger-looking things that stick down from the Arcus cloud. Scud stands for scattered cumulus under deck. Many people actually believe them to be tornadoes, but there's no rotation, so they're not tornadoes. They are just SLCs, scary-looking clouds. Just a false alarm. The meteorologist on TV then notices something alarming on radar, a hook echo, or a radar indication of rotation. Suddenly, a tornado warning is issued for your area, and the tornado sirens sound. Similar to the earlier EAS sound, they sound pretty creepy.
I'm in the basement before the sirens hit, by the way. As soon as I see that on the news, I'm getting under somewhere. See you later. If I hear that and I'm not already in the basement, I will shit myself.
I actually think that this moment is a large part of what makes tornadoes so scary. The dual tone of the tornado / air raid / civil defense sirens just has a creepy dissonance to it. Different tornado sirens create different sounds, but the 810 port to me sounds the most eerie. Take a listen.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one that terrifies me, bro. I hate it.
The video was captured by Rodalco 2007, and it just does a great job of capturing the atmosphere before a tornado hits. This was taken before the infamous May 22nd, 2011 Joplin EF5. These storm chasers are currently located on Rangeline Road, and all you can see is a blanket of darkness behind these stores. But that's actually a massive tornado. Here's the same street, the same stores, a few hours after the tornado passed.
Fucking hell.
These guys barely dodged a bullet. And what's even creepier is that they're stuck at a red light. I mean, oh my gosh, can you imagine being stuck at a red light?
I know, I will not be stuck at a red light, bro. If the tornado coming, there's no lights.
Phase 1 and Phase 2
I'm
are
away.
pretty common in Tornado Alley and Dixie Alley. My own city usually gets about 2 tornado warnings a year. In fact, I had one yesterday.
Oh,
now,
God.
the next phase of actually encountering a tornado and going through that experience is thankfully pretty unlikely. I have personally never been directly hit by a tornado, but many people have, and they have lived to tell the tale of the experience. The most common description of such a terrifying event is the freight train sound that the tornado makes as it approaches.
It's just a wind whipping.
They say it sounds like a train, boy, it sure does.
Can you imagine sheltering in a closet or a basement in the dark and hearing a freight train-like sound slowly getting closer and closer? It would be terrible.
The thought of me sitting in a closet and the tornado outside that sounds like a train flying by. Nope. Yeah, this was terrifying, and tornadoes are frightening. Okay, I'm gonna go and eat something. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm scared.